This is the story of a 16-year-old rescued Mustang named Chevy, a volunteer at 16 Hands Horse Sanctuary, and two-star licensed Parelli professional Nancy Slater, a Parelli Foundation scholarship recipient who used many of her pay-it-forward hours to help Chevy move beyond his past. After Chevy was captured off the range by the Bureau of Land Management, he was adopted by someone who tried to tame him. Apparently things didn't go well, as he was found in a dark, boarded-up 8x10 shed, where for 4 years he was locked away existing in his own waste. He couldn't get out or even see out. 16 Hands Horse Sanctuary rescued him from certain death, and Crystal Showalter, a volunteer at 16 Hands, fell in love with him.
I would sit outside his stall at 16 Hands, and he had gotten to the place where he'd stick his little nose through the bars and, make contact with me. So I didn't realize it, but I was just already so engrossed in this. And so I started to have dreams, because I'd come to the sanctuary, and the boy who would run from everybody, when he saw my car, he would be at the gate. His pasture was next to the front gate. And he would follow my car around. And then when I would go to leave, he'd follow me around again, and I'd see this little face in the rearview mirror, So I started to have dreams that, what's going to happen to him when I leave, and he's going to think I abandoned him, and he's starting to try to extend trust. And so, long story short, I said to my husband, broke down and just bawled one day, and I said, I can't leave this horse, This is like, I can't do this to him, not even thinking about me. I just was like, anyways, I said, I think I need to stay until he gets a little further along at least, and he's good with other people, So, anyways, long story short, he said, okay, if you want to do this, well, we're going to have a property, because I don't want to board him. I mean, he wouldn't really be a candidate to board. And so he gave me this whole list of things that I had to do to meet his criteria, my husband. And basically he says now he never thought I could do it. Like, you got to find a property. It has to have this many acres. It has to be fenced. I don't want to fence a property. Anyway, so the first day I went out to look, I found the property. It was, 5 minutes from the sanctuary.
Wow.
So he said, okay, I have to honor my word. I promised you I would do it if you found the place. Yeah.
So he had 4 years as a wild stallion.
Yeah.
4 years.
4 years as a stallion.
As a stallion locked in a 10x10 stall, in his own waste. Being fed, not being handled at all, no contact really with humans. Definitely no positive contact with humans.
Nope. So anyways, at home, we just started working on one thing at a time. I knew it was going to be a long process. I had no idea how long, but I was okay with that, and I'm still okay with that. I love that Nancy has helped me be progressive, but I'm in no hurry, so I really am okay with him setting the timeline. I'm not saying every minute that I'm with him I feel that way, but we just started working on building trust, helping him relax around us, move closer, stay longer. That's what I did for 4 years, and then exposed him to everything possible I could. Anything and everything, And so by the time we came to Nancy's, I felt like the sanctuary raised money so that he could come to Nancy's. And I felt like by then he was good enough that he could do this without going catatonic all day long, because when I first started doing things with him, we may have 2 minutes of interaction, and then I would have to wait 20 minutes, when he went into that state, for him to come out of that. That was all he could handle. So it was like a lot of sitting and waiting, and
So what made you make the decision to, or what, preceded the idea to come and bring him here and work with Nancy Slater on his future development? Because you'd already had and been working with him with natural horsemanship for 4 years, on your own,
right?
And then you kind of 3 came together.
We did. Well, first off, I was very aware that this was way too much of a project for me. I felt like the part I was doing, really was just a lot of undemanding time and a lot of friendly time, so I felt equipped to do that. And I tried to be smart about it and not put myself in harm's way physically. I didn't realize till I saw Nancy work with my thoroughbred, like, it's a whole different thing when you see someone that really understands it and knows it well.
Professional.
A professional is just a whole different level, and I cannot even overstate that enough, because I came here and was like, oh, what we're doing is like kindergarten, you know, and that's it. So we were just not progressing, you know, we didn't even know how to progress. Obviously, we need to be able to get him into a trailer, you know, to trailer load him to come over here. And then there was just some other things that, like, it gave me a picture of what I could work towards for him to be able to come here. So it took me a year to do that, but I had that picture, and I was like, you know, and I said to her, I'm coming back and I'm bringing my Mustang. And
so it's safe to say that Chevy's life, I know your life has been changed before, you know, with Parelli, and here I'm going to tear up because I do every time when people tell me their Parelli story, but his life has certainly been changed. I mean, for probably just as completely as it could have been, from the day that he was taken out of his life as he knew it as a wild stallion to then the day that he was taken out of that stall and, you know, just in a horrendous situation to, you know, potentially being put down, people misunderstanding him, hurting him, just confusing him.
There was just something about preserving the dignity of a horse that was evident even to me, not a horse person. And that to me was just, it was beautiful. I don't know how else to say it. So yes, his whole experience is there. Every interaction he had from the time he went to 16 hands was Parelli.
I think it's so incredible to think about how his story can be a testament to this way of horsemanship, but also this way of rehabilitating people and animals.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's comical to me almost when people come here and they want to tell me why their horses can't do X, Y, Z. And I said to her, I'm going to start saying to people, no excuses. If he can do this, anybody can do this. And she said, oh, I love that, the no excuses horse. So that's where that came from. You know, they gave my boy his life. The program gave him his life. Like, he has a life now. He has peace now. He can hang with people and know that it's okay. I mean, that's just something that didn't look possible for him at all. The other part of the no excuses is he shows up and he tries. And I hope that's obvious in what we share, because before I ever brought him, I said to Nancy, she said, what made you wanna? And I said, he has so much try. And she went, okay, well, like, you know, everybody, you know, people think, there's a lot of people who think a lot of things about their horses because they love them. And, you know, within the first 30 days, she said, so much try. And I'm like, how could I not try? So, and you know, I love that she's dubbed us the No Excuses team, because I'm like, I can't not come out here and do this. If he tries, who am I to not try? Whatever excuses I have seem really lame compared to him, you know? I mean, for what he's been through, he has every reason not to try. And he does still. He shows up every day and he tries. You saw him on the tires over there. He tries. He's like, this is hard. I don't know, you know, if I can do it. There's a
person I don't know watching me. What is she doing?
That's kind of, you know, still, you know, but he tries. So I love that you said it's a rehab program for people too, because it's changed me. It's changed me. I've faced things inside of me that were very uncomfortable over the last year. Didn't like, but grateful that I saw those things and could address those things. And
if humans are open to vulnerability and reality, Parelli is going to change them as a person.
It will.
And in all of their relationships, not just with their horse, but with all of their relationships, and obviously as a horseman. And you know, and that's why I say the foundation is life-changing for people and horses.
Yeah.
And that's what makes us really unique. Most organizations help animals or they help people.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're able to help both is really, really incredible and unique.
Donors like you help the Parelli Foundation improve the welfare of people and horses. Make your tax-deductible donation today at ParelliFoundation.org. Applications for grants and scholarships are available for each of our program areas during the year. For more information, visit our website, sign up for our newsletter, and visit us on Facebook.